These are the most controversial episodes in The Simpsons. Lisa sponsors an orphan in Brazil, and when he goes missing, she convinces the family to go to Brazil to find him. While there, Homer is kidnapped. Blame It on Lisa opens with the Simpsons getting a huge phone bill because of an apparent call to Brazil. Marge said that they'll just go to the phone company and straighten it out. They go down to the phone company and see Lindsay Nagel there. Marge explained that they've been charged for calls to Brazil they didn't make, and they're not paying that bill.
I'll cut off your service.
I'll cut off your ponytail.
Homer.
It's called negotiating.
No, it's called harassment. The next day, Lisa said that she can't call her friend, and Marge explained that they're not paying their bill, so the phone company shut off their service.
Why must you fight with every utility?
I told you, I have too much time on my hands.
So how about you go to work? Homer tried to connect the phone himself, but he got electrocuted, and Marge cut it and said they're just gonna have to pay for the call to Brazil. Lisa asked her what she was talking about, and Homer explained. Lisa sounded suspicious, and they realized that she was the one who made the call. She explained that she has been sponsoring an orphan boy in Brazil. Lisa said that Ronaldo used to send her a letter every month, but then they stopped. So that's when she called the orphanage. But they told her he disappeared.
Then they started pressuring me for more donations. And you can't hang up on a nun.
Oh, poor Lisa. She then showed her family a tape Ronaldo made for her after she sent her first donation. Homer was charmed by Ronaldo, and he said they must find him.
How many people live in Brazil?
156 million?
Oh.
Yeah, Homer, I think that's gonna be a little harder than you expected. The family flies to Brazil, and when they landed, Marge said,
It says here we can get anywhere we want by taking a conga line.
Way ahead of you, Marge.
well, that's awfully stereotypical and misleading. When they reached the hotel, they didn't miss another opportunity to point out another stereotype.
Boy, they sure love soccer here.
Yeah, all of the people in Brazil are good at football, sure.
I'm Brazilian.
Homer, that's not... This is gonna be a hard episode to get through. Later in their hotel room, Bart was watching a Brazilian cartoon, and Marge didn't really approve.
Bert and Ernie left it to your imagination.
Well, Bert and Ernie didn't have bazongas like that, so... But Lisa reminded them that while they're singing and dancing, somewhere out there, Ronaldo is waiting to be found. So the family goes out to look for Ronaldo. Marge says that they have such charming neighborhoods.
These are slums. The government just painted them bright colors so the tourists wouldn't be offended.
I don't think Marge minds that. Lisa sees that they reached the orphanage.
Here we are. 123 Papaya Street.
Papaya Street, are you serious? I mean, if a street like this really exists, then my bad, but I don't think so. Lisa asked some nuns about Ronaldo, and they said that he went out months ago, and they haven't heard from him since. She said that every day they light a candle for him.
Have you tried looking for him?
That's plan B.
How long were you planning on waiting it out? Lisa wouldn't give up, so she took out a map and showed all the places Ronaldo liked to go. And she said that if they split, they could cover all of them. Homer and Bart went to the Copacabana beach to search for Ronaldo there, when a lifeguard stopped them. He said that there's a dress code on the beach, but they can help with that.
I feel so European.
Mine keeps disappearing.
Put a trigger warning before you scare me like that. Meanwhile, Lisa and Marge went to a samba school, and the choreographer told them that this isn't the lost and found. They're currently developing their most powerful dance yet.
Things look like a church. You can protect it forever.
I feel like these stereotypes are getting more and more offensive by the minute. Homer and Bart were walking through a flea market when Homer sighed and said they'll never find Ronaldo.
Ronaldo? You know him? I was just distracting you while my children robbed you.
I mean, come on, there's robbery in every country. Homer calls a taxi, and when they got in, the taxi driver told Homer this is a kidnapping. Homer asks him if he still needs to pay his fare now that he's been kidnapped.
I suppose. I'm afraid you don't appreciate the seriousness of the situation.
Hey, you'll get used to it. Homer pleaded with the kidnapper to take him and let the boy go, but Bart had already left. Well, he took his opportunity and ran with it. The kidnappers took Homer on a boat through the Amazon.
Behold, the Amazon. But quick, because we are burning it down.
Okay, I know for a fact that that is true. Meanwhile, Bart got back to their room and Marge asked him where Homer was. Bart said he was kidnapped, and Marge started to panic, and she didn't know what to do. Well, you could call the police. Just a thought. The kidnappers told Homer that they've sent the ransom note to his family, and that if they want to see him again, they'd be wise to pay.
I don't know, they've been seeing me alive for free for a long time.
If they knew what kind of man he is, they'd return him and kidnap someone else. Meanwhile, Lisa was spiraling and blaming herself for everything when she heard some music.
Intoxicating music with the beat that sends your inhibitions packing. It's Carnival!
Well, when in Brazil, Marge said that Homer would have loved this. Bart then saw the stripper from the kids' show. Those words in the same sentence sound so wrong. But then a flamingo from the float started calling out to Lisa.
I am Flamenco Flamingo. And it all started with the dancing shoes you bought me.
You know, they should have assumed he'd go and find a better life for himself. Ronaldo said that he wanted to write to Lisa, but he didn't know what state she lived in. They met Ronaldo after the parade, and he gives them the money for Homer's ransom. Lisa asked him if he's sure he can afford to give them $50,000, and Ronaldo said,
I make as much as Malcolm in the Middle. And because I have no parents, my earnings remain unstolen.
They're really draining that crime rate stereotype. So the family goes to bring the ransom at the top of Sugarloaf Mountain. Meanwhile, Homer was showing his kidnappers a scrapbook he made to remember the kidnapping.
Remember that, yeah.
Homer, why are you laughing?
He has the Stockholm Syndrome.
Of course he does. Homer said that the kidnappers let him stay up all night.
Well, you won't be doing that at home.
Maybe he better stay with them. They give the money to the kidnappers and they open the briefcase to check it.
Look at all that pink and purple.
Our money sure is gay.
What do you mean your money is gay? Homer then goes to jump on the other side, but the line breaks and they fall down.
Should make these transfers in a safer place.
It was Homer's idea. You say no to that face.
We didn't think it was any other way. Thankfully, everyone was okay, and Homer said,
I've learned that no matter how bad I screw up, you'll always bail me out.
But before we continue in the matter of insulting other countries, let's jump to something a bit more funky. After a traumatizing eye injury, Homer becomes a user of medical marijuana. Weekend at Burnsies opens with Marge deciding to grow her own vegetables, but she began having problems with crows, so she made a scarecrow. The scarecrow worked, until one night Homer came home and thought he saw a burglar when in fact it was just a scarecrow, and he destroyed it.
You ain't pretty no more. Oh, look, I've made some friends. Now go do my bidding.
What bidding? The crows actually take a liking to Homer since he killed their enemy, so now he became the Alpha Crow. Marge says she is very uncomfortable with having
A gang of crows in our bedroom.
A group of crows is called a murder.
How is that supposed to make Marge more comfortable? But Homer's friendship with crows came to an end when they took Maggie flying and she almost dropped to the ground. So Homer decided to shoo the crows away. They didn't take this lightly, so they started attacking him and Homer ended up in a hospital.
They weren't trying to blind you, they were just trying to drink your sweet, sweet eye juices.
How is that supposed to make him feel any better? Homer asked Dr. Hibbert if he could give him anything for the pain, and he said that there is a medication, although it is a bit controversial.
I'm talking about medicinal marijuana, prescription pot, Texas THC.
Look, man, I don't do drugs.
Homer, he's a doctor, not a cop. Homer said that he had a bad experience with drugs. When he was in high school, he hid a joint in his underwear and a cop dog smelt it.
Smell any drugs, Sergeant Scraps?
Yeah, that had to be painful. Dr. Hibbert told Homer he can't let one bad experience scare him away from drugs, and he told him that medical marijuana is legal in their state.
We'll also provide you with a prescription bong. You want the wizard or the skull?
Wow, imagine if every doctor visit turned out this way. When Homer came home, he lit a joint and started hallucinating. Marge and the kids saw smoke coming from upstairs, and Lisa said,
It smells like the art teacher's office.
Kids, you're about to learn about a very special plant. Marge and the kids went into the bedroom and saw Homer smoking.
You're doing drugs. And now I'm guilty of possession. I could go to prison. Unless I testify against you.
Okay, Marge, dial it back a little. Homer explained that he has a prescription, and that is making his eyes better. Marge couldn't really argue with that, and Homer continued smoking. I can see why this is considered controversial. I mean, it does promote smoking. Homer really changed since he started smoking weed, and he kept calling Marge while he was at work.
Hey, it's me. I got Marge in the other line, and she is totally bumming me out.
He's really lost all sense of time and space. Homer also began enjoying Lisa's sax playing. Bart told him he thought he didn't like Lisa's music, but Homer explained that his new special medicine,
which you must never use because it will ruin your life, lets Daddy see and hear magical things.
well, don't make it even more appealing. One day, Ned Flanders came over to Homer's because he wanted Homer to sign a petition, but Homer was really high. Homer asked Ned a stupid question about God's powers, and Ned said he has a book with all the answers. But when Homer saw how long it was, he asked Ned if he could read it to him. After Ned finished reading the Bible to Homer, Homer said,
Wow, God does so much for me and he doesn't ask anything in return.
well, not nothing, really. And Ned used this opportunity to tell Homer,
I know he's wishing you'd sign his petition to recriminalize medicinal marijuana.
Done and done.
Homer, you have no idea what you've just done. Meanwhile, Mr. Burns was coming up with a speech to tell in front of his investors so they'd invest $60 million into the plant, but his speech was kind of a downer. Mr. Burns told Smithers that he needed someone who can laugh at all his jokes. So naturally, Homer was the choice. Homer started laughing at everything Mr. Burns said, which was practically nothing, and Mr. Burns really liked that, so he made Homer his new executive vice president. Smithers says that this position was informally promised to him, but Mr. Burns didn't care. When Homer came home, Marge asked him where he got his new suit, and Homer told her,
I just got promoted and it's all thanks to Yes I Cannabis. We have a kitchen?
oh dear God, he's gonna lose that job faster than he got it. That night, Marge heard a noise coming from the attic, and when she went to check it out, she saw Homer and Otto high watching TV and snacking.
Shemp is hemp.
And Otto is Otto backwards.
Now I'm scared.
You're the one who's scared? That woman right there is the wife of the man you've been smoking with, and her family's existence is depending on him. Marge told Homer that she doesn't want to nag him, but she asked him,
What does this have to do with healing your eyes?
As soon as I graduate, I am so out of here.
Homer, you're 40 years old. But then Homer heard Ken Brockman on the news saying that the marijuana recriminalization initiative took another step forward as supporters collected the final signatures required to place it on the ballot.
We gotta get out and stop that initiative. Marge, I'm gonna need 10,000 veggie burritos.
Marge, just go back to bed. There's no helping him now. A few days later, Homer appeared in front of the town's potheads and said that they need to keep medical marijuana legal.
When you go into that voting booth on Tuesday the 7th...
Homer? That was yesterday.
Well, that's weed for you, Homer. You lose sense of time. Homer looked at the newspaper and saw that people already voted, and they recriminalized weed again. Otto asked Homer what are they gonna do now, and Homer said,
We can't just stand here staring at our hands. Whoa.
Oh, that's right. I married that chick.
yeah, they're not gonna get far at that rate. The next day, the police was burning all medical marijuana.
Dump all that medical marijuana on there. Actually, that smoker's a little too invited.
Well, you should have thought of that beforehand. Homer was complaining to Marge about how he won't be able to smoke anymore, and Marge told him he doesn't need drugs because his eyes are fine now.
Eyes? What the hell are you talking about?
He even forgot why he started smoking in the first place. Lisa said she wants her old dad back.
The one who was yelling all the time and... You know, I'm not really sure what I want.
Yeah, maybe rethink that, Lisa. Marge told Homer it's over, and she made him look at the kids and promise he'll never do drugs again. Homer looked at them and he told Marge he'll do it. After 3 days of not smoking, Homer said that his mind is clearer.
My sperm count is up, and I'm able to recognize simple shapes and patterns.
Well, it's important to recognize improvement. Homer said he'll no longer be a slave to weed, and he lifted up a joint. Marge asked him why is he still keeping that, and he said that it's a reminder for him. Then Marge got a call from Mr. Burns, who told him that he needs to come to a meeting to hear his speech for the investors. Well, Homer, you better start laughing. Homer was worried that he won't be able to laugh at Mr. Burns' jokes, but Marge told him not to worry. Homer went to the meeting with Mr. Burns, and he didn't find his speech funny at all. Mr. Burns said that he's gonna go and take a bath, and when he comes back, Homer better be laughing. Homer took out a joint and said that it can make anything funny, but he promised his family he wouldn't smoke anymore.
Well, I gotta do something.
Start inhaling, Waylon.
Homer and Smithers got high together? You don't see this every day. Or ever again, for that matter. After some time, Smithers realized that Mr. Burns has been in the bath for over an hour, and when they ran into the bathroom, they saw that he drowned.
Oh man, we killed Mr. Burns! Mr. Burns is gonna be so mad!
Well, he won't if he's dead. Smithers said that the investors' meeting is in 20 minutes, and they need to carry on. So their solution was to make a puppet out of Mr. Burns and control him with strings.
A man you will see is definitely not dead. Mr. Montgomery Burns.
That's not suspicious at all, Homer. Homer said that they'll just skip the speech and go straight to questions.
We're losing money, but there's no reason we can't dance the night away!
Is that really a smart thing to do, considering rigor mortis? But one of the strings broke and Mr. Burns fell straight on his face. Smithers and Homer closed the curtains and retrieved.
Brilliant. We lost $60 million and they're cheering for more.
Mr. Burns, you're alive!
How in the world is that possible? Mr. Burns said that he regained consciousness during his dance number.
And you wanted to take him to the hospital.
Oh, and you didn't?
Well, dead is dead, so what's the point of a hospital?
Smithers, make me slap him. You call that a slap? Make me slap you. Now both.
He's having too much fun with this. From a drug-related controversy to an international conflict, the Simpsons have done it all. Lisa is mistakenly given political asylum in Canada during a family trip to Niagara Falls. Doe, Canada opens with Homer taking his family on a trip to Niagara Falls, and on the drive there, the family was playing the I Spy game. Marge felt a bit uneasy about this since everything around them seemed to be declining. Homer told Marge to cheer up.
Place that can never decline because it was never that great. Upstate New York!
Oh, I'm already seeing why this episode is considered controversial. Homer then started singing a song about upstate New York.
Start watching Fox News. There is no fancy part of it.
Yeah, that's really offensive. When they reached the falls, Bart and Lisa went in a bouncing ring, and Lisa was getting ready to attack Bart by calculating the angle of rebound.
I forgot to account for surface irregularities.
Okay, time to take a sick day.
Yeah, it's not the best day to be working when a kid flies overboard. Lisa washed up on shore, and a man riding a horse approached her.
Handsome, horsey, am I in heaven?
Okay, Lisa, you're too young to have those kind of thoughts.
You're in beautiful Canada, is what I'd say if Canadians weren't too modest to brag.
And we're going straight to the stereotypes. The man called an ambulance and they took Lisa to a hospital. The doctor told Marge and Homer that Lisa is fine, but they recommend a 5-day stay. Homer starts protesting since he can't pay for that, but they explain that healthcare is free in Canada. Homer's never heard of such a thing. You'll excuse him while he recovers from that information. Lisa said she's never felt more protected, not like back home in America. She's about to squeal on America to Canadians. Lisa continued saying stuff wrong with America, and Marge tried to shush her, but she just wouldn't quit.
No, I'm telling you, our president really is a god.
Shush!
We know.
Yeah, we all know. The doctors say that Lisa is clearly a victim of political persecution who fears for her life, so they must keep her in Canada where she'll be safe. Wow. Can I come to Canada and proclaim political persecution? Marge told them that they can't keep her daughter, but the doctor told Marge that his hands are tied, since Lisa is now in the asylum pipeline. Marge says they can't separate her from her child.
That's America's thing!
Well, then you leave us no choice. We have to deport you, Canadian style.
How does it feel to be on the other side of the deportation issue now, Homer? Later, Marge called Lisa on a video call, and she wanted to know how Lisa was doing.
Look, I'm fine, eh?
We're losing her.
Just because she gained an accent? Marge told Homer to go back to Springfield with Bart, and she'll stay in Canada and get Lisa back. Meanwhile, in Springfield,
local smarty pants Lisa Simpson has been abducted by America's Ned Flanders to the north, Canada.
Who wrote that report? Lisa started school in Canada and she immediately loved it. When the teacher walked in, Lisa said she'd like to apologize for something their president said about Canada's prime minister. She asked if she could write a note, but they pointed her in the direction of Prime Minister Trudeau's office. Lisa apologizes for what their president said to him.
I don't think about it. I've moved on. Weak. He called me weak.
Oh, how things have changed since 2019. Prime Minister Trudeau then stood on his arms and he asked Lisa if that looks weak to her. Lisa told him that was impressive, but she had a question to ask him.
So listen, if I could just ask you one question about the SNC Lavalin scandal?
And she hit the nerve. Lisa got back to her class where the teacher said they'd be doing a child-friendly version of The Handmaid's Tale.
Ooh, I'd like to try out for Offred.
Oh, so you're asking directly for something you want.
That American confidence is going to get Lisa very far in Canada. Marge managed to sneak across the Canadian border, and she found the foster family Lisa was staying with. After the initial heartwarming hug ended, Lisa begged Marge not to make her leave Canada. She said she wasn't happy in Springfield. Marge said that she is her mother and that Lisa will live where she lives. Okay, Marge, dial it down a little, gee. Calling your child a traitor, that's some serious accusations. As Marge and Lisa were waiting for the bus, Lisa's teacher told her that if it makes her feel any better, Canada exploits its government too. Lisa says that they probably treat all peoples equally.
Except the Quebecois.
And the Newfies.
Stupid Newfies!
I'm a newfie.
If you don't understand this, don't worry, soon you will. Lisa said that that does make her feel a bit better, and then Canadian Ralph broke into song.
In a Newfoundlander's bed, I'll be an islander forever.
So basically, Newfie is a derogatory slang for residents of Newfoundland and Labrador. And Canadian Ralph kicking a baby seal pup plush toy received serious backlash. The viewers condemned this stereotypical portrayal of Newfoundlanders, and they said that the show really crossed a line by mocking a specific cultural group and referencing seal clubbing. Plus, the singer Bruce Moss rejected an offer to use his song The Islander in the episode, calling the producers morally bankrupt and refusing $20,000. So yeah, a good episode went completely downhill. And for what? A few seconds of mocking. But when Marge and Lisa actually wanted to get back to America, they couldn't, since they didn't leave it legally. Marge called Homer, and she said she doesn't know how they're gonna get back. Marge suggested that maybe Homer and Bart should move up to Canada and they should stay there, and Lisa loved that idea.
What the heck? Bring Bart.
No way! I can't move to Canada! I revere this country!
Really? When was the last time you voted, Homer? Marge said that maybe they could find a way to sneak out the way she snuck in. Lisa told Marge to do whatever she wants, but she's not leaving. Marge realized there's no convincing her, so she told her to take one last look at America and focus on anything good. Lisa went to look at the US one more time, and she said that she feels like they did the best they could. She focused on the good things about America, and then she saw Judy Blume, who reassured her it's okay to have new feelings for your country. But then Louis Armstrong appeared, and he said he's tired of having to keep appearing in her fantasies.
Get your ass back over here.
Yes, sir, Satchmo. America ain't perfect, but it's my job to make it better.
That's a hell of a job for an 8-year-old. Lisa woke Marge up and she told her she wants to go home, and they had to go over the frozen river since that was the only way. But the two men that were supposed to get them over ditched them once the ice started to break.
Wow, Canadians really can be jerks.
They're only human too. But then Homer and Bart came in a big truck.
Guess who's here to save the day?
Why did you get a truck so big?
It's the smallest one Detroit makes.
Somehow they managed to get on the other side, and Lisa was over the moon when she set foot in Springfield.
I missed you, nuclear ash that looks like snow. I missed you, Ralph. You were gone?
Yes, Ralph. Yes. Usually Homer's the one making a big mess in Springfield, but what happens when Kirk takes his place? Kirk Van Houten goes on a crusade to censor and control the school curriculum in response to a history lesson that paints one of his ancestors in a bad light. Hostile Kirk Place opens with the kid having to be homeschooled for a while until their school is renovated.
Homeschooling. Every half-assed parent's nightmare.
Well, maybe if you weren't a half-assed parent, but this wasn't hard only on Homer. Kirk was also having some troubles. He was teaching Milhouse math, and he began by saying that he has $500 in his bank, but...
You? $500 in the bank? What are you teaching him, science fiction?
I'd just call it fiction, but okay. Meanwhile, Marge was teaching the kids about history, and a chapter called A Great Endeavor. So back in, I don't know what year exactly, the Springfield gazebo was used for dancing and romance, but they didn't account for the harmonic frequency of the wooing.
Too romantic! Please, I beg you, stop making love in the old-timey sense as we understand it today.
Whose bright idea was that? Marge said that the glory turned to fiasco for the disgraced mayor of Springfield.
Eustace Van Houten.
Ah, soup crackers.
Of course it was one of the Van Houtens. Milhouse asked Kirk if he was one of their relatives, and Kirk said that he was Milhouse's great-great-grandfather. Milhouse says that the Van Houtens have always been losers. Both Kirk and Homer found themselves at Moe's complaining about life problems, and Moe told them both to get off their fat asses and do something.
Big Milhouse, stop whining! Somebody calls your family a loser, you stand up for yourself. I will.
This is gonna be fun to watch. At the next parent-teacher meeting, Kirk stood up and protested the teaching of the Great Springfield Gazebo disaster.
We're not changing our curriculum just to shore up the wet cardboard lean-to that is your family's self-esteem.
You tell him, Chalmers. Kirk said that until they meet his demands, he's gonna play a trumpet which he has no idea how to play. So they let Kirk tell his side of the story. He said that they need to stop teaching that his great-grandfather's gazebo was a disaster. They told Kirk that it was his great-grandfather's fault.
His dying words were, "My bad."
Why can't our kids learn about things that make our town proud?
Because that's literally rewriting history. They told him that it's important that all of Springfield's darkest chapters are to be taught.
The monorail, Lady Gaga's visit, and the gazebo collapse.
See, smart people agree with me. And let's never forget that awful Lady Gaga visit. But there were people who agreed with Kirk.
Stop teaching facts! Historical guilt is everything!
I feel like I'm watching World War II repeat itself. After the meeting was ended, Milhouse told Kirk he was proud of him, and that he really convinced people. This debate on whether or not real history should be taught in schools continued on for months, and...
Oh, for the love of Nog, these loonies again!
We won't stop looning until you stop teaching that the gazebo was a disaster!
You know what this reminds me of? Fascism. But this had gone on for too long, and Chalmers just gave up on fighting Kirk. And that little thing changed the course of everyone's lives. Lisa was worried about this, but Marge assured her that with her on the school board, she can keep Kirk's worst impulses in check.
I mean, how bad can it be?
Wow, I can't believe all this happened in only 3 weeks.
That's what power does to you. Marge went to talk to Kirk, and she told him that their schools are a disaster, and reading rates have plummeted because there are no books left for kids to read. I remember another very hated man who did the same thing. Kirk thanked Marge for telling him this, and he said he knows what he needs to do. So he reopened the gazebo, and it was twice as big as the original.
Which never existed! I declare we have won the war against history!
There was never a war to begin with. But history repeated itself, and the gazebo collapsed again, due to the same reasons as the first time. Homer emerged from the ruins and said that they learned something really important today. Homer said that he can try to ignore history, but not science.
No matter how much we deny it, science is real, and we must not anger her.
Amen. Just kidding. But he's speaking facts. The Simpsons have been known for poking fun at other countries, but how does it look when they take it too far at their own cost? Homer takes the family on a vacation to Florida, where they become fugitives after seemingly killing a famous alligator. Kill the alligator and run. Opens with Homer suffering from insomnia after he did a magazine quiz that told him he only has 3 years to live.
Let me have it.
See? And these quizzes are never wrong, Marge.
Who let him believe that? That night, Homer couldn't sleep at all, and Marge told him that he should go and see a head doctor.
I'm not crazy. It's a TV that's crazy! Aren't you, TV?
Oh, he's crazy. The next day at work, Homer showed up in a sleeping bag, carrying a baby doll.
Oh God, what's he doing?
That's it. A mother can't die, and I'm a mother, see?
Oh my God, he's lost his mind. Homer went to a psychiatrist that told him that he needs to take a vacation. He suggested Homer should go to Florida. So the family goes to Florida, but they didn't account for one crucial thing.
Oh no, we came during spring break.
Take him off the glass!
Yeah, that's not going to be as relaxing as they hoped for. So Marge tied Homer to the bed in their room, and she and the kids went to explore. But Homer felt significantly better since he was surrounded by booze and boobs, so he went out to party. Marge is going to kill him when she comes back. Homer went to a big party, and what do you know?
J-O-E to the C. Let's rock the party with Kid Rock.
Oh no, it's a lost child. Don't worry, folks.
Yeah, not the luckiest cameo pick.
It's the pimp of the nation, Kid Rock, tearing it up at spring break, y'all!
Imagine being known as the pimp of the nation. Homer got into a fight with Kid Rock and he was thrown out, but the next day he was ready to party again, but spring break was over. But Homer dragged his family to a party boat, but in all his fun, Homer forgot he was supposed to steer the ship, and they ran over the oldest, most famous gator in Florida.
You killed Captain Jack. You in a heap of trouble, son.
Sir, you seemed a lot cooler when spring break was in session. But the family managed to escape, although Homer almost killed them and crashed their car in the process.
Perfect.
Homer, no! You'll kill us all!
Or die trying.
But either way, you'll die. But even though the first train didn't hit them, the second one did.
Dad, what do we do?
The only thing we can do, sit tight and try to get some sleep.
Really? And I mean really? Their car crashed, so now they're penniless, carless, and on the run from the law. But at least Homer's insomnia and temporary insanity is cured. They all get jobs at a diner to hide out there until the heat's off.
Can I top you off, hon?
No, thanks.
More hash brown sugar.
Nah, I'm good.
They're getting used to this life pretty quick. But then they hear over the radio that the authorities are on the lookout for a family of fugitives.
Trouble with the law, huh? Well, I'm not one to judge. The way I see it, we're all sinners.
She's really cool, actually. Although she might not be anymore since Homer tried to kill her with a pan. That night, the family was talking about how they got used to the country life. They say they hardly ever fight anymore.
Too hot to bicker, I reckon.
You know, killing that gator was the best decision I ever made.
Good for you, I guess. Homer said that someday when Lisa and Bart get married, this will all be theirs.
Yuck! You mean when they marry other people?
Okay, but I ain't paying for 2 weddings.
Okay, too far. You've taken it too far. But the police catch up to them and make them do some really hard community work with whipping included. Marge told Bart that she'll sweet-talk the sheriff while he grabs his keys. Their plan worked and they ran, but not too far.
Nice try. I guess we just haven't been whipping you enough.
No, I think plenty of whipping's been going around. But then the gator appeared and he wasn't dead after all. I don't know if you're confused, just know I'm confused too.
I guess you folks just stunned him.
That's what we've been trying to tell you!
No, in fact, you've been on the run the entire time. The sheriff told the Simpsons that they're free to go, but they can't set foot in Florida ever again. They say there are plenty of other states that are happy to have them.
We're still welcome in North Dakota and Arizona.
Well, 2 is better than none.
North Dakota, here we come.
I've always wanted to see Mount Rushmore.
That's South Dakota.
You win some, you lose some. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know your takes on the most controversial episode of The Simpsons.